Hi, this is Manuela, your guiding light, and today's subject is the difference between twin flame or karmic, or what I call copy of twin flame relationship. So a lot of people find it really hard to figure out which one is twin flame and which one is copy, because they are very similar. They are very similar, and the reason why I call it copy, because it looks so much and feels so much like a twin flame, but really not. It's not, because it has so much lessons. The purpose of karmic relationship is to prepare you for the twin flame. So which means you have to learn all the lessons with karmic one before the twin flame comes. The twin flame is completely harmonious relationship, peaceful and harmonious relationship. There are no lessons. That means all lessons are learned when you meet your twin flame. It's a playful relationship. It's a very playful. And I myself done a lot of research. First of all, because somewhere deep inside of me, I always knew that there is a really peaceful, harmonious relationship with no challenges. I always knew that. I remember when I left my partner, my kid's father, I had a conversation with my mom, and my parents didn't approve me for leaving him. So when my mom asked me what's wrong with me, what am I looking for? And when I told her that I want that peaceful relationship where there's no challenges, where there's no arguments and disagreements, and she looked at me like I'm from a different planet, and she said, there is no such thing. A lot of people believe that there is no such thing because we are on Earth. But I always knew there is. Twin flame is. I've seen a lot of relationships that actually are exactly like that. And as a coincidence, so you would say coincidence, just after that conversation I had with my mom, maybe a couple of weeks after that, I went on a trip with my girlfriends to have a reading, and there was about 5-6 of us in a car, and one of my long-time girlfriend brought a new friend that I never met before. So as we were talking, I asked her why she's going to see a psychic, and she goes, she doesn't know, she's just going for fun. And then she started telling me how wonderful life she had all her life, and she has no problems, she has no questions. So she said she had wonderful parents that actually supported her in everything she wanted to. She was very good in school, she completed her degree, whatever she wanted to, everything she wanted really just simply came to her. She said she has a wonderful man, wonderful husband, that totally supports her and loves her. She doesn't have to work. She can only work if she really wants to. Financially, she's always was and is supported. And she has 2 wonderful children that do really well in school, that have a wonderful relationship with. And she said, and in fact, today, when she said to her husband that she's going to see a psychic and she's going to go on this trip, he actually said, okay, so when are you coming home so I can cook dinner? So there is a soul twin flame relationship. That is twin flame relationship, not just because he's going to cook dinner, but because there are no arguments. They totally support each other. They totally understand each other. With karmic, there's a lot of disagreements, a lot of challenges. A lot of people marry their karmic soulmate. Why? Because that's the level they are on. That's what they believe. That's what suits them. So it all comes down to what level of consciousness we are. People that are on a high level consciousness, they know better. They know that there's something better there. People that are on low consciousness, they don't know anything better. They believe that we have to suffer. So that's the difference. So twin flame is the last relationship that comes, which one is completely harmonious because there's no lessons. It's a playful, very playful energy, very playful, relationship, and very easy relationship. This is the one that even in this lifetime, when you meet them, you can come back next lifetime and have amazing, wonderful life, which means that twin flame is going to be first man that you're going to marry. You're not going to go through all these challenges via the relationship because there's no lessons anymore. You learned everything. So, which means next life you're coming back with the same twin flame, and that's the first relationship you are going to be with and the only one relationship you're going to have. And it's going to be beautiful and harmonious this time, like always is. Also, as you're growing together, when you cross over, when you both die, you have a choice to stay in heaven. You don't have to come down. This is where we call guides. We have guides. There's a difference between angels and guides. Spirit guides are people that came on earth, that have been on earth, and that their soul involved so much that they actually have choice to stay upstairs or up in heaven and guide the other people, the other people from their soul group. Okay, so that's when you meet your twin flame. That means it's completion. You are basically a master. You learned everything and you can teach now. So which means as a twin flames, you both can choose to stay up in heaven and just guide your other soul group people. Or sometimes it happens that one of you can stay up in heaven and one decides to come back and wants to teach more and to grow more and to do more soul growth, even higher, because there are higher dimensions as well. So in that case, you will find that again, especially if the karmic soulmate that you had in the past didn't complete lesson, it's struggling, the one that met the twin flame can actually choose to help to that karmic soulmate, the one that's struggling. Okay, so yes, there's a choice there as well. There's those sort of cases where one can come down and one can stay up. So 7 years ago, I met my karmic soulmate. Actually, I met him much before that, but we started a relationship 7 years ago. And everybody told me that he's the one. He's the twin flame. It was just intense energy that you can't avoid. Something, it's like one of those doors that you have to go through. And it was just so intense. But there was something inside of me, and very often I would get little messages that this is not twin flame. Very often like a sort of very gentle message to sort of pass through me. It's like just passing through me that no, that something isn't right. It can't be. So I've done a lot of research. I read a lot of books. And it was very interesting that 7 years ago when I started doing my research, when I wanted to know if this is my twin flame or it's not, I couldn't find anything that said it's not. I read all books and all books said, yes, this is the twin flame. This is the way they describe the twin flame. But still, there was something inside of me. I sort of accepted. I accepted, okay, fine. But still, there was something inside of me that didn't completely agree. Until sort of about 4 years ago, probably, 3 to 4 years ago, when I was very, very hurt, because that's the point of karmic soulmate. It's really to open you up. They literally can rip your heart out to help you to see if there's anything else that you need to heal, if there's anything, because of course, when we come back here, we have pain. We will attract pain. It's quite natural. We are on earth and we make mistakes. So that's the point of karmic soulmate, to open you up, to show you there's any pain still there. Or also to bring more pain, to learn how to forgive, to see how much can you really forgive. So while I was one night actually, I was really crying a lot, sobbing and talking to my guides and angels, and just told them that this isn't right. this is just simply cannot be my twin flame. Can you please show me where is my twin flame? So suddenly I could see the light, and it was taking me sort of up, and I could feel this amazing love. And I heard a voice, I literally heard female voice telling me that my twin flame is still in heaven, and it will meet you when you come back home. So that shocked me. That sort of brought another and more questions. So why am I here? It's like, how could he let me come down? How is it possible happen that I'm here and he's there? I'm here fighting the hard battles and he's there. And I did find out, I got more information, that yes, I choose to do this. I choose to come to help to my karmic soulmate because he is lost and he can't find his way. So yes, that's what happened to me. I accepted then and I understood. Also, there was a lesson that I needed to sort of still learn with other soulmate relationships, which is not a romantic relationship, other soulmate relationships that I had around me from my soul group. So basically, also what it is with karmic soulmates, they have very similar lessons. You would have very similar lessons with a karmic soulmate, and that's very important to know. The reason why you put together, you will find that you're almost the same, and that's what a lot of people mistaken for twin flame. They think that twin flame needs to be absolutely the same. Like karmic soulmate, it's almost like another part of you. It's exactly you. It's a copy of you. Especially all these negative parts of you coming out very strongly in a karmic soulmate. So that's where we make a mistake. We think, yeah, he's just so much like me, or she's just so much like me. It's like me. It's a copy of me. But could be different level of energy, but learning the same lessons. Like for example, if I look at my karmic soulmate and my life, my soulmates around me, he taught me something that I couldn't see all my life. We both learned one big lesson, that we had the person in our life that we loved and trusted the most than to anybody else. I trusted to this person more than anybody else in my whole life, all my life, and the same him. And through our relationship, through our challenges, we learn, we find out that this person is nothing what we thought it is. That this person actually was manipulating and controlling us all our lives. And that was a similar lesson we had. And I learned that very recently. And this is the way you need to look at it, a karmic soulmate. The way I see it, yes, it's very similar. Twin flame, it's not like you at all. The twin flame was created when God created soul. He split it in half and separated you. So, which means your twin flame, it's not a part of you. The one that you don't have, the one that you don't know. Not the same one like you, but the one that you don't have. Because the vision that I've seen this morning from my guides was, they actually showed me logically, it's like if you would do a puzzle. If you would do a puzzle, can you really try to put two pieces that are together, two exactly the same piece, or can you fit in a puzzle together? Try that. It will never happen. You can only put puzzle together by joining two different pieces that are perfectly designed to fit perfectly in. You cannot put two pieces of the same puzzle together. You can only put two pieces of different puzzle together that are designed to fit in perfectly. That is a twin flame and karmic soulmate. It's really impossible to have a harmonious relationship with karmic soulmate, because it's the same. It will always clash. Always something's not going to feel right. It's not going to fit right. When you put twin flame relationship, it's just perfect. It's like you find that the other part of you that it's missing, and it's there, and it makes you feel complete, balanced. That's when you are totally balanced. Your karmic soulmate cannot balance you because he's very unbalanced. And having two people very unbalanced, the relationship cannot have a balance. So that's the vision that I had this morning when I was guided to actually put this video on. Today, when guides told me that I'm ready for this. And that sort of made sense to me. It just like clicked to me. It's like, that is so right. So that's the difference. But it's really, again, going back to that, a lot of people marry their soul, their karmic soulmate, because that's the level they're on. That's what they still need. If you are on a first level of dimension level I'm talking about, or level of consciousness dimension is exactly the same. So people that believe that that's their twin flame, that makes them feel 100% good, and that yes, the challenges has to be in relationship, well, that's their perfect twin flame, because that's what they believe. People that done a little bit more digging, that knows different, like myself, for example. Why do I know different? Because I had a past life with it, and I've seen it and I know. That's why I know different, because higher level of consciousness. So I could not settle with my karmic because there was always something inside of me telling me that there is something better, that this is not right, this is not what I want. So that means it's different level of consciousness, knowing differently. It's almost the same, like, for example, again, this is a logic sort of explanation, the way my angel showed me again this morning. It's like, for example, if you buy a brand of gas bag, for example, okay, let's put it, we women love, just for example, gas bag, okay, it's a brand that, it's very expensive, okay, so people that are on low energy, that can't afford to buy a brand new gas bag, original, okay, you will be very happy with the copy. You will love the copy because you can't afford. And to you, and to people that can't afford the original, they love the copy. Why not? But if you are rich and you have plenty of money, would you go and buy a copy when you can't afford to buy original gas bag? There is no way you would even think about copy. That would make you feel low. That will bring you really down. It's the same for a person that knows that energy level is higher, that knows that there is a twin flame relationship there, and then settling for karmic, it means I have to bring my energy down. And that is not what universe or your angel supports. Universe always supports people that wants to improve, that wants to evolve. The soul is meant to evolve on earth. So universe supports that. When you want to evolve and you want to learn and grow, you got 100% of all the angels and ascended masters and everybody supporting you. When you decide to bring your energy down, to put yourself down for somebody else, you don't get support. There's no support there. So the relationship is going to be even more challenging for that reason, to show you that this is not for you. So it's the same. A rich person that has money to buy an original gas bag will not settle for copy. So it's exactly the same. A lot of people find it very hard recently, especially in the last, I would say, 5 years. Everybody's gone through a lot of shift of energy. We're going to a higher dimensions, everybody is. And relationships, a lot of relationships are struggling. There's a lot of separations, a lot of divorces happening for that reason. So we would all evolve and meet the soulmate, because that's what we're meant to do. But please understand that you can only do as much as you understand. If you don't understand about twin flame and karmic relationship, You can't sort of say, well, I'm just going to sit and wait for my twin flame. It's not going to happen, because you have to evolve and learn to come to your twin flame. Also, do not compare relationships. Do not compare your karmic relationship with the other karmic relationship. There is not even one person that is the same. Even when you meet your twin flame, your karmic relationship, your karmic soulmate, it might look like you're exactly the same, but it's not. The energy level could be very different. The soul path, it could be very different. The soul lessons could be very different. You might have some lessons the same, but not all. So please understand that. Do not ever compare yourself to anybody else. You cannot be like anybody else. There is not even one soul on earth that is the same. Even your twin flame, it's not the same. So God didn't create even one soul the same. So do not compare yourself. Do not compare anybody. Do not compare anybody's relationship. The only way for you to evolve is to look inside of yourself and focus on yourself. And look karmic relationship as a school. Okay? Also, a lot of people misunderstand when we say you are attracting what you're attracting. You're attracting the same like you. It's not true. We are attracting what's in our energy, what lessons we're learning. You have people placed around you, all your teachers. And if you look at them as your teachers, you'll find that your challenge is going to be actually much easier. All your friends, your family, they are all your teachers. They are not like you. I remember a lot of people said, well, you're attracting what you are. No, you don't. You attract what you're learning. The reason why you're attracting your friends and your family, because they come in your energy. Say, for example, in your energy, it's lesson about standing up for yourself. You will constantly attract people that want to control you. So if you have lesson to standing up for yourself, you're not going to attract another person that learned to stand up for yourself. You might have one or two people like that, but majority of people are going to be the one that want to control you. So you're not attracting the same people. You're attracting teachers. You're only attracting teachers. Everybody around you, if you look at them, you will see that they are just the teachers. They're teaching you. Also, you might be learning similar lessons. You might have some lessons that are similar, and that's why they are around you as well. So the way universe create a group, the way it put us together, the way we are connected, it's almost like if a teacher in school pick a class, okay? So if you enroll in school, can you skip a grade and go in a 5th grade because your friend is there? You can't. You have to stay in grade 1. You got to start from grade 1. So in grade 1, they pick all the children that are on that level. They're not going to put in grade 1 somebody from grade 5. No. So that's the way you need to look at your karmic soulmate and people around you as you are in a class, in a school. And your karmic soulmate is your best mate. It's your best friend that you can learn the most. Like logically in a school you would have one friend that study with you, that it's the best friend that you always want to have with you. And that's the way you need to look at your karmic soulmate, as your best friend, where you're learning together. And if you do that, if you talk about what you're learning, talk about your feelings, talk about what you're struggling with, teach each other, help to each other, that's why you attracted each other. It's your best friend that you have the most to learn. Nobody can teach you more than your karmic soulmate. But focusing on forcing to be in a relationship and that karmic soulmate to make you happy, you will never succeed at. The only way you can actually marry your karmic soulmate and to somehow find some sort of happiness with is to focus on yourself and be happy yourself and learn together. Learn together, and then you could actually end up with your karmic soulmate if you're not on a 4th dimension. I would say anybody that is on the 4th dimension will not stay with a karmic soulmate, because they know better. They are very close to come to fifth dimension where you meet the twin flames. So everybody from third and fourth dimension will not stay with the twin flame because their soul, it's always evolving. It's already evolved a lot. But everybody that is on level dimension 1 and dimension 2 will end up with a karmic soulmate and can have actually quite a happy life. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you will understand and recognize your karmic soulmate. Just remember, there's no point of running away from it, because you can't run away from it. All you have to do is focus on what you're learning and focus on the lessons. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm sending you lots of love and light.